I am not sure where to start with this mess, but I need to get this off my chest. Maybe some of you have been through something similar. This is going to be long, so I'll break it into parts. I, 28M, met Sarah, 26F, when we were juniors in high school in a small town in Ohio. Population 12,000, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone. We started dating senior year and stayed together through college. Both went to Ohio State. She was always beautiful, like stupidly gorgeous, but back then she was just normal. Sweet, down to earth, talked about becoming a teacher or maybe working in marketing. After college, we moved in together in our hometown. I got a decent job at a local engineering firm. She worked at a boutique downtown. Life was simple, comfortable. We talked about marriage, kids, buying a house with a white picket fence, the whole American dream thing. But Sarah had always been active on social media. Started an Instagram during college that slowly grew. By 2019, she had maybe 50K followers posting lifestyle content, outfit pics, the usual stuff. Then TikTok happened and everything changed. One of her videos went viral. Something stupid about small town life versus city life. Suddenly she had 200K followers, then 500K. Brands started reaching out. She was making more money in a month than I made in 6 months at my job. That's when she brought up Los Angeles. Babe, this is our chance, she said one night, laptop open showing DM after DM from modeling agencies and management companies. I could really make it big. We could have the life we always dreamed about, just bigger. I was hesitant. LA scared the shit out of me. The cost of living, the competition, leaving everything familiar behind. But I loved her, and she seemed so passionate about it. So we made the move in early 2020, right before COVID hit. The timing was actually perfect for her. Everyone was stuck inside, scrolling social media constantly. Her follower count exploded. She signed with a talent management company, started getting paid partnerships with major brands, even did some small modeling gigs. I found work at an engineering consulting firm in Pasadena. The pay was better than Ohio, but with LA rent, we were barely breaking even. Sarah was bringing in decent money from sponsored posts, but it was inconsistent. Some months great, others terrible. At first, everything seemed fine. We were both adjusting to city life, exploring together, building something new. But gradually, I started noticing changes. The changes started small. Sarah began caring more about her appearance. Not that she wasn't always gorgeous, but now it became an obsession. Hours getting ready for a simple grocery run. Everything had to be content-worthy. Her management company started pushing her toward more glamorous events, gallery openings, product launches, influencer parties in the hills. At first, I went with her to a few. I felt completely out of place. Everyone talking about follower counts, brand deals, name-dropping celebrities I'd never heard of. I am a small-town engineer who likes craft beer and football. These people were speaking a different language. You don't have to come if you not comfortable, Sarah said after one particularly awkward night where I spent 2 hours standing in a corner while she networked. She meant it kindly, but it stung. So I stopped going. She started going alone. That's when she met the crew, a group of other influencers and wannabe models. There was Jessica, plastic surgery disaster with 2M followers, Madison, rich daddy's girl playing influencer, and Chloe, the one who somehow always knew which parties had actual celebrities. Sarah started spending more time with them. Girls, brunches that lasted all day. Shopping trips to Rodeo Drive that I definitely couldn't afford. Pool parties at mansions in Beverly Hills where, according to her stories, networking happened. I tried to be supportive. This was her dream, right? But I barely saw her anymore. When she was home, she was glued to her phone, editing content, responding to comments, planning the next post. You don't understand the pressure, she say when I brought up how distant she become. I have to stay relevant. 1 week offline and everyone forgets you exist. The worst part was how she started talking differently. Suddenly our hometown was so basic, and our old friends were small-minded. She started using phrases like, "that's not very mindful," and "I am manifesting abundance." She got lip fillers without telling me. When I noticed, she said it was just a tiny bit for the camera. Then came the basketball players. LA has 2 NBA teams, and apparently these guys are influencer magnets. Sarah started posting stories from Lakers and Clippers games, always in premium seats, always with the girls. She'd come home at 2 a.m. smelling like expensive cologne that wasn't mine. It's just networking, babe, she'd say. These guys have massive followings. One repost from them and I gained 50k followers overnight. I wanted to believe her. I really did, but something in my gut knew this wasn't just about followers anymore. The final straw came in March 2023. Sarah announced she was going on a girls' weekend to Miami for something called Influence Fest, supposedly a conference for content creators. Sarah left for Miami on a Thursday morning. Kissed me goodbye, said she'd miss me, promised to call every night. The whole thing felt off, but I pushed down my suspicions. Maybe I was being paranoid. Friday night she called around 10 p.m. LA time, 1 a.m. Miami time. Sounded tired, said the conference was amazing, and she was learning so much. Background was quiet, just hotel room sounds. Saturday, no call. I texted around our usual time, got back, sorry babe, networking dinner ran super late. Talk tomorrow. Sunday morning I am having coffee, mindlessly scrolling Instagram like an idiot, when I see it. Sarah's Instagram story from 3 hours earlier. She's in what's clearly a hotel room, but not alone. You can see part of a guy's torso in the mirror reflection, muscular, tattooed arm visible. The caption was something like, "Miami nights hit different." My heart started pounding. I screenshot it immediately, then kept watching her stories. The next one shows a bottle of expensive champagne on a nightstand. In the background, clear as day, there's a Clippers jersey hanging on a chair. I recognized it immediately. Marcus Williams, all-star player, constantly in tabloids for his dating life. Sarah had posted pictures from Clippers games multiple times over the past few months. I sat there staring at my phone for probably 20 minutes, replaying the story over and over. My hands were literally shaking. I called her, straight to voicemail. I texted, "Call me when you get this." 3 hours later. In meetings all day. "We'll call tonight." She didn't call that night. Monday morning she's posting like nothing happened. Pictures from the conference, which I reverse searched and found out ended Saturday. Brunch with business partners, faceless shots that could be anyone. She came home Tuesday afternoon, all smiles and excitement. Started telling me about all the amazing connections she made, the huge opportunities coming her way. I waited until she finished, then pulled out my phone. "Want to explain this?" I showed her the screenshot. Her face went white, then immediately red. "That's not what it looks like." "Then what is it, Sarah?" "Because it looks like you in a hotel room with Marcus Williams while you supposed to be at a conference that ended the day before. I can't believe you spying on me. You screenshot my stories? Answer the fucking question." What happened next still makes me sick. She flipped the entire script. Suddenly I was the bad guy for not trusting her. I was controlling and paranoid. The room thing was just a group hangout, and I was sexualizing an innocent networking opportunity. When I pointed out that she lied about the conference dates, she said she extended her trip for business meetings and forgot to tell me. When I asked about the jersey, she said it could be anyone's. When I asked why she didn't answer my calls, she said I was being crazy and she needed space to think. The gaslighting was insane. By the end of the fight, she had me half convinced I was losing my mind. But I knew what I saw. Things were ice cold between us for about a week after Miami. Sarah kept insisting I was being ridiculous and that I needed to work on my trust issues. She bring it up randomly. We be watching TV and she suddenly say something like, I can believe you think I am a cheater, with this wounded victim voice. But I wasn't stupid. I started paying closer attention. Her phone was now glued to her 24/7. She take it to the bathroom, sleep with it under her pillow, get jumpy if I came near when she was texting. She started working out twice a day and bought a whole new wardrobe, expensive shit I knew we couldn't afford. The real kicker was when I saw her DMs were constantly lighting up from MW, pretty fucking obvious who that was. When I mentioned it, she said it was her business manager Mike Wilson. Right, business manager who texts at 2 a.m. 2 weeks after Miami, Sarah came home from another networking event at 3 a.m., stumbling drunk. I was awake because I couldn't sleep anymore. Hadn't been sleeping well since Miami. We need to talk, I said. She was swaying, makeup smeared, reeking of alcohol and that same expensive cologne. About what? About this. I held up my phone showing Marcus Williams' Instagram story from 2 hours earlier. He was at some rooftop party, and in the background, clear as fucking day, was Sarah. She was practically draped over him. Her drunk brain couldn't keep up with the lies this time. It's not. We were just. Fuck, why are you stalking me online? I am not stalking you. You my girlfriend posting public stories while you all over another man. That when she snapped. The sweet girl from Ohio was completely gone. You know what? I am fucking done with this. She screamed. I am done with your paranoid bullshit. I am done with you holding me back. I am done with this boring ass relationship. Holding you back from what? Cheating? From living? From being who I am supposed to be? You want me to stay some basic small town girl forever, but I am bigger than that now. The mask was completely off. This wasn't the woman I loved for 8 years. Are you fucking him? I asked directly. She looked me dead in the eye. What if I am? That was it. 8 years, gone in 4 words. I moved out the next day while she was at a photo shoot. Left most of our stuff. I just wanted out. Crashed on my coworker's couch for 2 weeks until I found a studio apartment in Pasadena. Sarah didn't try to stop me. Didn't call. Didn't text. Within a week, she was posting stories from Marcus's mansion, wearing clothes that cost more than my monthly salary. The really fucked up part? She kept our relationship photos on her Instagram. I guess breaking up with your boyfriend doesn't fit the perfect life brand when you trying to bag a millionaire athlete. For 3 months, I watched her live her fantasy. Courtside seats, private jets, Michelin star restaurants. Her follower count exploded. She hit 2 million. Brand deals were pouring in. She was living exactly the life she wanted. I won, lie. It destroyed me for a while. I questioned everything. Was I really holding her back? Was I too small town for her? Should I have tried harder to fit into her world? But then something funny happened. Away from her constant criticism and manipulation, I started remembering who I was before Sarah's LA transformation. Living alone for the first time in almost a decade was weird as hell, but liberating. No more walking on eggshells. No more being made to feel small for liking basic things. No more listening to endless complaints about follower counts and brand deals. I started hitting the gym consistently. Something I stopped doing when Sarah was always criticizing how I spent my time. Got back into hobbies I abandoned. Started reading again. Picked up my guitar that had been gathering dust. Even took a pottery class. Don't laugh. It's actually relaxing as fuck. Work improved too. Without the constant drama and stress at home, I was more focused, more creative. Got promoted to senior engineer and a 20% raise. Started taking on side consulting projects. But the biggest change was internal. I realized how much of myself I lost trying to keep Sarah happy. The constant need for validation, the anxiety about not being good enough for her world, the apologizing for shit that wasn't my fault, all of that started fading. I even started dating again after a few months. Nothing serious, just remembering what it felt like to be with someone who actually liked me for who I was. Meanwhile, Sarah's perfect influencer life was starting to crack. It started with small things I noticed on social media. Yeah, I was still following her, morbid curiosity. The designer outfits became less frequent. The private jet posts stopped. She was still posting from Marcus's place, but something felt off about it. Then in July, the tabloids picked up the story. Marcus Williams was officially single and focusing on basketball. Translation: he dumped her ass. Within a week, Sarah was posting cryptic quotes about fake people and learning who really has your back. Her stories became a mix of thirst traps and self-help bullshit about finding yourself after betrayal. The funniest part? She tried to rebrand it as her choice. Posted this long caption about choosing to prioritize self-love and stepping away from toxic situations. Girl was trying to spin getting dumped by a guy who never even acknowledged her publicly as some kind of empowerment journey. But the influencer world is brutal. Without Marcus's connections and lifestyle to leech off, her content became repetitive and boring. Her engagement started dropping. Brands stopped reaching out. By September, she was back to posting from her apartment, our old apartment that she clearly couldn't afford alone anymore. The designer clothes were replaced with affordable fashion hauls. The private chef posts became easy meals at home. That's when she started liking my Instagram posts. At first, it was just old photos, stuff from before we broke up. Then she started liking recent posts, pictures of me at the gym, hiking, out with friends. Each like felt like a little test, seeing if I respond. I didn't. Then came the text message that changed everything. October 15th, 2:47 a.m. Hey, I know this is random, but I've been thinking about you a lot lately. Can we talk? I stared at that message for a long time. Part of me, the part that had loved her for 8 years, wanted to respond immediately. But I learned some things about myself in those 6 months alone. I waited 3 days to respond. What's up? Her reply came within minutes. I made some mistakes. Big ones. I miss you. I miss us. Can we meet for coffee? We met at a coffee shop in West Hollywood, neutral territory. I got there early and watched her walk in. First thing I noticed, she looked different. Still beautiful, but diminished somehow. The designer clothes were gone, replaced with jeans and a basic sweater. Her hair was in a simple ponytail instead of the perfectly styled waves she'd been posting. Even her makeup was toned down. She was going for the girl next door look, trying to remind me of the Sarah I fell in love with in Ohio. Nice try. She sat down across from me, and I could see her studying my face, trying to read me. I kept my expression neutral. You look good, she said softly. Really good. Have you been working out? What did you want to talk about, Sarah? She flinched at my directness. The old me would have made small talk, let her ease into whatever manipulation she had planned. I've been doing a lot of thinking since everything happened. I made some really terrible mistakes. Okay. She waited for me to say more. When I didn't, she continued. I got caught up in this whole lifestyle, this fantasy. I lost sight of what was really important. I lost sight of us. There is no us, but there could be again. Her voice cracked a little. Perfect performance. I know I fucked up. I know I hurt you. But what we had was real. 8 years doesn't just disappear. I leaned back in my chair. You rewrite. 8 years doesn't disappear. Which is why I remember exactly what you said to me the night you came home drunk from Marcus's party. What was it again? What if I am fucking him? Ring any bells? Her face crumpled. I was drunk. I was angry. I didn't mean it. No, you meant it. That was the first honest thing you said to me in months. That wasn't me. That was this toxic person I became. The LA scene, the pressure, the fake friends, they changed me into someone I didn't recognize. Classic manipulation tactic. Blame external factors, never take real responsibility. Nobody changed you, Sarah. They just gave you permission to show who you really were. Tears started flowing. That's not true. You know me better than anyone. You know the real me. I thought I did. Turns out the real you was willing to throw away 8 years for Instagram followers and basketball player dick. She winced like I slapped her. I know you, angry. I am not angry. I was angry 6 months ago. Now I am just done. Don't say that. She reached across the table and grabbed my hand. I ended things with Marcus. I walked away from all of it. I am trying to get back to who I used to be. You didn't end anything. He dumped you. There's a difference. How do you? She stopped herself. It doesn't matter how it ended. What matters is that I realized none of it meant anything without you. I pulled my hand away. Let me guess. The influencer money dried up. The brand deals stopped coming. And suddenly you remembered good old reliable me back in Pasadena. It's not like that. Then what is it like? She took a shaky breath. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I gave up the best thing that ever happened to me for something that was never real. I am asking for another chance. And what exactly would that look like? You move back in. We pretend the last year never happened. Go back to the way things were. We could start over. Move somewhere new. Away from all this LA bullshit. Maybe back to Ohio, or Colorado, or wherever you want. Get a normal job. Delete social media, whatever it takes. I almost laughed. She was offering to give up the lifestyle she destroyed our relationship for, now that it had been taken away from her anyway. That's a generous offer, Sarah. Really, but I have one question. Anything. What happens in 6 months when some other opportunity comes along? Another Marcus? Another chance at fame? What happens when you get bored of playing normal again? She opened her mouth to answer, but nothing came out. Because we both knew the truth. The silence stretched between us for what felt like forever. Sarah's question hung in the air. What happens when you get bored of playing normal again? Finally, she spoke. I wouldn't. I've learned my lesson. Have you? Because 3 months ago you were posting about how everything happens for a reason, and you were living your best life. Now you here telling me it was all a mistake. Which version is the real you? Her mask started slipping. I could see the frustration building behind her eyes. I am trying to apologize here, she said, voice getting sharper. I am trying to make things right. No, you trying to use me as a safety net because your first choice didn't work out. That hit home. Her face flushed red. That's not. I didn't come here to be attacked. Then why did you come here? She stood up abruptly. You know what? Forget it. I thought maybe you grown up. But you still the same bitter small town guy who couldn't handle his girlfriend's success. And there it was. The real Sarah. Just like I knew she'd surface eventually. My success? I laughed. You mean fucking a basketball player for Instagram clout? At least I took risks. At least I tried to be something more than ordinary. And how did that work out for you? She grabbed her purse, hands shaking with rage. I was trying to give us another chance. But clearly you too fucking pathetic to see what you losing. What am I losing, exactly? A woman who traded 8 years of love for 6 months of being a side piece. She stormed out without another word. I sat there for a few minutes, finishing my coffee. Honestly, I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no regret. Just relief, closure. Here's where the story gets interesting. About a month after our coffee disaster, I was at a work happy hour when my phone started blowing up. Text after text from numbers I didn't recognize, all saying variations of, dude, have you seen this? Apparently, Sarah had gone full scorched earth on social media, posted a 15-slide Instagram story about narcissistic exes and how some people are too damaged to recognize real love. She painted herself as the victim who had tried everything to fix our relationship, but I was too controlling and insecure to accept her apology. The best part? She tagged me in it. My Instagram went from 300 followers to 15,000 overnight. People were sliding into my DMs asking for my side of the story. Turns out, a lot of people had been following our drama and weren't buying her victim narrative. But I didn't respond. Didn't make a single post about it. Just kept living my life. That silence drove her absolutely insane. Over the next few weeks, she kept posting increasingly unhinged content. Subtle digs at certain people who were spreading lies about her. Screenshots of our old texts, conveniently cropped to make her look good. Even posted a throwback photo of us with some bullshit caption about what could have been. It was honestly embarrassing to watch. The final straw came when she showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called me. There, Sarah here says she needs to see you about an emergency. I went downstairs and found her in the lobby, red-eyed and manic. We need to talk, she said. No, we really don't. I know you, behind all the hate I am getting online. Tell your little followers to stop. I stared at her. Sarah, I haven't posted anything about you. I haven't even responded to your posts. Bullshit. My engagement is down 60%. I am losing brand deals. You sabotaging my career. Your career is sabotaging your career. Maybe posting psychotic rants about your ex-isn't great for your brand. She stepped closer, and for a second I thought she might actually hit me. You always were jealous of my success. Now you trying to destroy me. I don't need to destroy you. You doing a great job of that yourself. That when she completely lost it. Started screaming in the lobby about how I was a pathetic loser who ruined her life, and she was going to make me pay for what I did to her. Security had to escort her out. I filed a restraining order the next day. Epilogue. 2 years later. I am engaged now. Her name is Emma. She is a teacher from Colorado. We met through mutual friends, and she thinks my pottery is actually pretty good. Told you it was relaxing. She never asked me for help with her Instagram because she doesn't have one. Sarah, last I heard, she moved back to Ohio and works at a marketing agency. Her Instagram is private now with about 50,000 followers. Still decent, but a far cry from her peak. She is married to, apparently, some local business owner who probably doesn't know the full story of her LA adventure. People ask me if I ever think about what might have been. The truth is, what happened was the best thing that could have happened to me. I learned what I was worth, what I wouldn't tolerate, and what real love looks like. Sometimes the person who hurts you the most ends up teaching you the most about yourself. That's worth more than all the Instagram followers in the world. Thank you all very much for watching this story. Please subscribe to the channel. Videos are released every day. Thank you.